Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video. We're gonna be talking real fast, real quick about Kyrie Irving. If you've been living under a rock, allow your brother to explain. Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics are no longer competing in the NBA playoffs. They got eliminated last night by the Milwaukee Bucks, and there's growing speculation, which if you've been, like I said, if you've been living under a rock, you already know that Kyrie Irving hasn't really been committed to the Boston Celtics about signing a long-term deal. There's reports out there that seem to suggest he's been gone. He's no longer wants to be playing for the Boston Celtics. Now, remember a couple of years back, Kyrie Irving demanded to be traded away from the Cleveland Cavaliers because he got word that they was gonna trade him off to get more assets for LeBron James. Was it an organization decision why they came to that decision? Was it a LeBron James decision in his group? One would never know, but Kyrie Irving wanted to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers because, let's just face it, LeBron James was only going to play with Cleveland one more year, and then he's going to 88 out the gate, and then leave Kyrie Irving holding the bag with a bunch of parts that really don't, add up to his talent. Okay, so they add more so to LeBron James and the abilities he could possess on the court, more so than Kyrie Irving. So Kyrie Irving left, went to Boston, and a couple of years back, I told you guys I felt like the Boston Celtics won that trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, and Kyrie Irving got what he wanted. He didn't want to be a Batman. He didn't want to be a Robin to LeBron James Batman. He wanted to be his own man. He wanted to be Batman. So he wanted to go to Boston, run his own team, run his own franchise, and he got an experience of that. He'd been with Boston for 2 years. Technically, he's been with Boston for a year and a half. He's been injured mostly. Okay. And he's got a taste of what it takes to be a quote-unquote franchise player and running your own team. He found out that it's not as easy as what he thought it could have been. Okay, so when you're a franchise player, when things go wrong, they're coming to you. They're not coming to any other players. And the reason why he was more happier with Cleveland when they brought LeBron James into the fold was LeBron James was taking those arrows. He was taking those shots. All Kyrie Irving had to do just come in, play to the best of his ability, then he's out. Okay? No responsibility required or needed. But when you're in Boston, a mega sports town, on top of that, then you got the media, as well as now you're the franchise player. You're the one that the media goes to. I'm not going to say he couldn't handle the pressure, but I feel like he couldn't, he thought being a leader was totally, in his perspective, being a leader was a lot easier than what he thought. And he understood. Remember this year, he sort of, called LeBron, apologizing to him, saying, "Yo, bro, my bad. I didn't know it was this hard to be a leader." Okay, so at least from that perspective, he kind of patched things with LeBron James. Okay, so he found out the hard way about being a leader. Now, the one thing I say about any other sport, basketball is a chemistry-based sport. You have to have chemistry, okay? Just because you get all the best players, put them on a team, that don't necessarily mean you're going to have a successful team. If you don't have chemistry on your basketball team, it makes things a little bit rough. It makes it a living nightmare, okay? So, in some sports like baseball and football, you can kind of get away with it due to football. Even though it's a team, you're playing on two different sides, either the offense or the defense. Defensive players don't necessarily have to play with the offense, and the offensive players don't necessarily have to play with the defense. With baseball, it's got that division in it as well. You have your pitchers, your relief pitchers, your starters, and then you have your field players. It's just a different dynamic in those two types of sports versus basketball, when there's 5 guys, 12 when you count all of them, including what's on the bench. You really do depend on one another. Okay, so that's the whole definition and foundation of depending on your brother man, your teammate, and chemistry. So chemistry plays a huge role in basketball. All right. So getting back on Kyrie Irving, I feel like, when he was out last year, I felt like those players was very confident in one another, and, very confident in one another. And they felt like, that they could have been in the finals without Kyrie Irving, without Brent Gordon Haywood. Okay, that's what they felt. Okay, and I still feel like they're a better team without Kyrie Irving than with Kyrie Irving. Not because Kyrie Irving was a bad player, because his style didn't match their style. Styles win fights in boxing. And I feel like with that roster, with Kyrie Irving, sometimes the dynamics are not equal or the same. Sometimes I felt like there were some games out there where they was taking a little bit less for Kyrie to flourish in their offense, because Kyrie Irving's a ball-dominant ISO player, okay? The same could be said, with an ISO-dominant player, you have to have shooters around that ISO player. Boston has shooters, but they don't have, but the majority of their roster are more, they're, even though they have perimeter games, they're also all pretty much all around players. Okay. They have to have space in the floor as well. They need to touch the ball as well. Okay. To pretty much be very successful, in that roster. They just couldn't just stand around and shoot. All right. So, Kyrie Irving's style didn't necessarily flourish and fit well with the Boston Celtics roster. Okay, that's why when he was not on the floor, the Boston Celtics were pretty good. They were, a pretty decent team. Okay, and and all reports out there suggest that he's no longer going to be a Boston Celtic. A lot of people feel like, he's going to go to the New York Knicks. And that's fine and all if you can get another player to play alongside Kyrie Irving, because what Kyrie Irving proven to everyone out there is, he's a great player, but if you don't have a Batman already established in your on your team, it's pretty much going to be like Boston Celtics 2.0. That's why, Kevin Durant has paired, a lot of people are pairing Kevin Durant's name with Kyrie Irving. There's also reports out there that seem to suggest that there's a possibility of him going to the Lakers, because he's more familiar with LeBron James. Okay, so they have a chemistry. They have history with one another. The chemistry is a lot better with him and LeBron versus him in Boston. Okay, so there's a possibility there. Here's a third possibility. I feel like a lot of people, and it's a small percentage shot that this is going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I can see a scenario if it doesn't work out with, the Lakers, due to the fact that maybe the Lakers organization don't want Kyrie Irving, or, vice versa, or the Knicks, where Kevin Durant doesn't go, he doesn't walk, he stayed with the Golden State Warriors. Now Kyrie Irving is probably not, going to the New York Knicks, okay? Another scenario I can see him, and it could probably fit, and it's going to take time for it to really work and make it fit, is with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, before y'all start typing in the comment section, the Oklahoma City Thunder do not have the cap space, okay? And if this was going to work, they're probably going to have to trade a couple of their players plus draft picks to Boston to make this work. Which, by the way, they're going to have to, if he goes to the Lakers, if he wants to have a max contract, he's going to have to ask for a trade from Danny Ainge so Boston can trade him to the Lakers. But let's get on with the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's a possibility, a small possibility. But the Lakers, I feel like overall, that's probably going to be his best choice to land that. Boston can trade him to the Lakers. Sign him to a max contract, trade him to the Lakers. The Lakers give up on Lonzo Ball and give him and throw in a couple of draft picks to make it intriguing. But the reason why they'll give up on Lonzo Ball because they got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's going to play the point, even though LeBron James is going to be the facilitator. Okay, and they'll still have enough money to sign shooters. Maybe JJ Redick will take a discount to join the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, so Alonzo Ball fits a lot better with Boston from the simple standpoint of he's not going to shoot a lot. He's not going to shoot a high volume of shots, and he's a better facilitator than Kyrie Irving. Alonzo Ball kind of reminds me of LeBron James without the touch, without being dominant on the floor, but he's a decent floor general. His vision on the floor is top notch, and he's a great facilitator if he can stay healthy. The problem and the knock on Alonzo Ball is he's not dependable when it comes to his health. Okay, can't stay on the court. He can't stay a full season on the court, which Kyrie Irving suffers with that to an degree. Okay, so I see some scenarios where I feel like the best place for Kyrie Irving to flourish is with the LA Lakers because being familiar with LeBron James, being LeBron James could be Batman while he be Robin, and all he has to do just go in and just play ball, and that's it. And LeBron James takes criticism, and Kyrie Irving just go home and enjoy his life, living his best life. Okay. The second option, I feel like if this comes available, if Kevin Durant goes to the New York Knicks, he's going to have enough pull to get either Kyrie Irving or Kawhi Leonard to the New York Knickerbockers. Okay, I can see that possibility. I can see a possibility where Kyrie Irving can go to the Clippers. Okay. I can also see a small percentage possibility of him going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. But the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're in cap hell, okay, and they're gonna have to really, really orchestrate something with their books to get that done and to get that finalized. But they're gonna have to give up nearly half their roster just to get it done. Okay, so I see a lot of things going on, but overall, it's going to be a fun summer, and we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, guys, tell me what you think. Comment down below. It's your boy, and I'm out of here. Deuces, y'all. Deuce is. Can I go? Can I go? That's all I want to know. Yeah. For a strange reason, I can't go. And now we can go.